Hi, welcome to your channel Generous, Gracious and Gallant. I'm your host Dr. Ghosh and I'm back today with a very inspirational and motivational story for all of you. Friends, the story I brought for you today is about an inspirational Indian. His name V.O. Chidambaram Pillai, who was born on 5th September 1872. He was also known as Kappalottiya Tamizhan, the Tamil helmsman, an Indian freedom fighter, leader of Indian National Congress. He founded the Swadeshi Steam Navigation Company in 1906 to compete against the monopoly of the British India Steam Navigation Company. He sailed his ships between Tuticorin and Colombo in Sri Lanka. In fact, India's seaport at Tuticorin is named after him. He was charged by sedition by the British government and faced life imprisonment. He also had his barrister license revoked. A totally inspirational Indian who, under the influence of Gandhiji, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Aurobindo Ghosh, turned the tables on the British monopoly on ships and trading by ships in the seas. His is an inspirational story and I will be sharing this with you shortly. However, before that, I wanted to give you a brief about the channel. I started this channel, Generous, Gracious and Gallant, 2 years back, and today we have got over 1085 subscribers, 35,000 views and over 380 videos already uploaded on the channel. I thank all my subscribers, but for all those of you who have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel to hear truly inspirational and motivational stories of human beings living by their best, living by the eternal human principles. Now coming back to our inspirational Indian, V.O. Chidambaram Pillai, he was born to a Valliyappan family in Ottapidaram, Tirunelveli district, to Olaganathan and Paramai Amma. He learnt Tamil from his teacher Veera Perumal Annavi. He heard stories of Shiva from his grandmother and Ramayana from his grandfather. He had stories of Mahabharata from A.S. Pillai. He was very keen on horse riding and Salabattam, which is a martial art form of Tamil Nadu. He learnt archery, sword fighting. He played kabaddi, he knew swimming, he knew stilt walking, and he was a wrestler and chess player. He learnt English from the Taluk officer Krishna Iyengar, who was subsequently transferred. In view of this, V.O. Chidambaram Pillai's father, Olaganathan, built a school and appointed Mr. A. Pillai as the English teacher. At age 14, he went to Toothukodi to continue his studies. He studied at CEOA High School and Caldwell High School. He later went on to Hindu College High School in Tirunelveli. He first worked as a Taluk officer clerk, but then his father sent him to Tiruchinappalli to study law. He passed his pediatric exam in 1894 and started his leadership activities in 1895. He went to Madras and there he happened to meet Swami Ramakrishnananda, who belonged to Swami Vivekananda Ashram, who inspired him to serve the nation. He also met poet Bharathi, and they both shared a very common political ideology and became close friends. In 1800s and the early 1900s, the independence movement in India was full-fledged. The Swadeshi movement was headed by Gangadhar Tilak and Lala Rajpat Rai. Pillai Sahib joined the political movement and became a disciple of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Along with Subramaniam Siva and Subramaniam Bharathi, they became a vocal spokesperson for the Madras presidency. During the same time, the partition of Bengal happened and Mr. Pillai joined politics in 1905 by joining INC. He also became the president of the Salem District Congress session. He established at this time multiple entities and institutions such as Yuvesh Prachar Sabha, Dharma Sangha, the Savu Salai, the National Godown, Madras Agro Industrial Society, and Desa Bimai Sangam. At this point of time, the British India Steam Navigation Company BISNC had a monopoly, and there was no Indian shipping company. Pillai started an Indian shipping company encouraged by Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and he got it registered in October 1906 as Swadeshi Shipping Company with a capital of 10 lakhs. With its share capital was 40,000 shares of 25 each, which any Asian could buy. Its director was Pandi Tiruvai Thakur, the Zamindar of Valliyappan and founder of Madurai Tamil Sangam. In the beginning, the Swadeshi Shipping Company had no ship, and it leased a ship from shoreline steamers. But the British India Steam Navigation Company BISNC pressurized the shoreline steamers company to take back the lease, and again the Swadeshi Steaming Company was left without a ship. Realizing the need for a own ship, Pillai declared that he will go all around India to raise capital, and he vowed, "I will come back with ships, otherwise I will perish at sea." He secured capital for the first ship, S.S.Gallai, from France with the help of Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Aurobindo Ghosh. This ship, S.S.Gallai, arrived in 1907. It could carry 1,300 passengers and 40,000 bags of cargo. It flew the flag on which it was written, "Vande Mataram." Mind you, my friends, this is no small matter. The first Indian ship steam company with its own ship, S.S.Gallai, flying the flag Vande Mataram despite severe British opposition. There was a trade war initiated by the British Indian Steaming Navigation Company, where the fare from these ships was 16 annas. They reduced the fare to 8 annas and also started offering free umbrellas to every passenger who came there. But it was Indian patriotism which ensured that this free scheme did not work out, and the S.S.Gallai, which was in Indian hands, was always sailing full and between Tuticorin to Colombo, right? And also, not only was it sailing full, it was overcrowded. The BISNC offered to buy out the ships, but Pillai refused. They continued the service between Tuticorin and Colombo, Sri Lanka, despite opposition from the British authorities and the British traders. During this time, the coral mill strike took place, and 27th Feb, Pillai gave a speech and requested for enhanced wages and better conditions for the workers. He was joined by Subramania Shiva. The management refused, and there was a general strike called out, which was successful. The management was brought on its knees, and the coral mill workers got better living conditions and wages. Sri Aurobindo appreciated Shiva and Pillai for skill and courage in his paper Vande Mataram Daily on 13 March 1908. Around the same time, again in 1908, when Bipin Chandra Pal was released, Pillai wanted to address a gathering celebrating this, but this was not allowed by the British authorities, and he was imprisoned. There was widespread strikes. General strike was declared in Tuticorin, which is taken to be the first political strike in India. Pillai's followers managed to secure sufficient bail for him, but he refused till his partner Subramaniam Shiva was also released. Pillai was charged with sedition and given 2 life imprisonments. For 40 years, he was put in the central jail at Coimbatore. Subsequently, on appeal, the imprisonment was brought down to 4 years and 6 years exile. When it was further appealed to the Privy Council, there was further reduction in the sentence. It has to be mentioned here, though his sentence was reduced and he was not a criminal, he was treated very badly by the British authorities because he was a competitor and he had set up the Swadeshi Shipping Company. He was yoked in place of bulls to an oil press and made to work in the harsh sun. When Tamil school persons visited him, they mentioned that the treatment meted out to Pillai was very, very harsh, and he was treated inhumanly. The Swadeshi Shipping Company was liquidated in 1911 and ships sold to competitors. The S.S.Gallai, the first Indian ship, was sold to the British Shipping Company. Pillai also, as you are aware, had his lawyer license revoked, and when he came out of prison, he was aghast to see that the shipping company which he had opened was liquidated. He had no lawyer license and thus ran a provision store and kerosene store in Chennai. He spoke with Gandhiji regularly, and it is said that Gandhiji collected from South Africa a princely sum of 347 rupees, which was to help Pillai, but Gandhiji never handed over this money to Pillai, and Pillai wrote this in a letter to his friend saying Gandhiji did not return his money which was owed to him, and because of ideological differences he left the INC and moved to Coimbatore, worked there as a bank manager. Then he moved to Kothapalli and fought for his license, which was granted back. He practiced as a lawyer. Subsequently, he joined back INC and worked along with the Indian National Congress leaders for some time. 1929, he moved to Tuticorin and published multiple books. He died in poverty in 1936, 18 November at Tuticorin in the office of INC. He had written multiple works in the meantime called as Maya Ram in 1940, Maya Revu in 1915, Anthropology in 1915, Autobiography. He also earned the title of Kappalottiya Tamizhan, the Tamil who drove the ship, and Chekkiluththa Chemmal, a great man who pulled the oil press in jail for his people. His ship, the S.S.Gallai, is near now present Marina Beach, and on 5th September 72, a stamp was issued in his honor. 1961, a movie was made in Kannada in his honor. Friends, Mr. V.O. Chidambaram Pillai, a freedom fighter and the man who challenged the British monopoly and founded the first Indian-owned shipping company, Swadeshi Shipping Company in India. A man who, despite having faced imprisonment, challenges, harsh treatment, never gave up on his dreams. And not only was he a businessman but also a writer, a man who left his mark in Indian history. Friends, I will be back soon with another very inspirational story on your favorite channel, Generous, Gracious and Gallant. Till we meet again, good luck, all the best.